All right, what's going on, everybody? So today I just want to create a quick tutorial on how to create a highlight inside of VEO. Super simple to do. This will be really good for, coaching. If, on the side, say somebody got a goal, you want to go back and review footage. It's very easy to find that. As well as you can download these clips, these highlights as clips and make a actually kind of like a highlight tape for a player if you would like to. So this is for players and coaches. So first, you found your video, you found the clip that you want to do. You found like one small highlight. So I'll go ahead and play the highlight that I found here. Just, offsides was called. So Mason's getting a big ball up here to Kayla. Kayla does a good job of shielding so she can win the ball back. So, nothing crazy, just a nice simple little clip. So I'll go ahead and pause right there. So I found the clip. So first thing I'll stress is make sure once you've gone through the clip, you don't have to actually scrub back to find the exact start, which is one of the super nice features. So, watch your clip through, don't just go ahead and hit pause. You don't have to go back. Go up here to the top right-hand corner where you see create and just go ahead and click on that. So once you're here inside of create, you're going to see some tags. Now, you probably won't see the number of tags that I have here. I've kind of created a lot of tags. Usually I think the attack, corner, and goal are some of the only ones, and half start. There's significantly less tags that come pre-made, if you will, with VEO. But I've added a bunch. And if you want to add some too, you can just go up here to create tag as well as delete. So for right now, I'm not going to add any more. I'm just going to go ahead and use my offense tag right here. And that will actually kind of begin the entire highlight process. Now, one thing to note, if you do not select a tag, you will not be able to create a highlight. So, for example, if I unclick that, right, this create highlight button down here will not be highlighted, will not be like lit up, so highlighted. So make sure that you have selected a tag. If you want to make a tag, whatever, just make sure one tag is selected so that way you can create the highlight. So kind of this is my workflow. So I enjoy the easiest way for me to do these is I like to add comments to this. So for example, I would tag at Mason. So there's two different ways to tag players. You can use the @ symbol inside of the comments. So first player was Mason. So that's one way to add. And if you noticed right here in the choose players, this populated with a 1 now. So however many players that I add, Aaliyah wasn't in there, but say however many players I add, that's going to actually populate with that number of players that I tagged, which is kind of cool. All right, so that's the start of that. The other way to add players is going over here, and actually these are both checked still. So actually going over here and then just typing in the name of the player and selecting their name and hitting done, and then that will also tag them without having to add a comment. But again, for this purpose, I'm going to add a comment. Players that are watching this video, this is actually really good if you want to remember a certain clip. So I'll show you where to see all the clips later, but if you want to just give a little comment saying, so pretend I'm Kayla, right? And I say, I'm going to tag myself at Kayla. And this is a one where I did a really good job of shielding. So I'll just type in shielding, or, you can type out a whole big long thing. I'll type, long sentences. It doesn't matter. And I spelled shielding wrong. That's embarrassing. So for in this instance, I'm actually going to use this, and I'm going to actually tag both Mason and Kayla. So I'm going to say at Mason, great ball to at Kayla. Go like that. And I say Kayla. Oh, the two, it doesn't matter. Kayla, great use of shielding to win this ball. Okay. Simple as that. And again, you can make this as long or as little as you'd like. All right, so cool. So now we have kind of our description, we have our tag, and we have our players tagged. So now the next important piece is making sure the clip is the proper length. So now you'll notice there's a bracket on either side of this green bar. So that green bar is actually going to be the entire clip. I believe it does like 30 seconds. I can't do that math right now. It looks like 30 seconds. That's 30. So it has a 30-second clip by default. So this is where that part that I told you not to worry about, going back and rewinding the clip to the start of the clip, because it'll actually start the clip 15 seconds before, and then it will go 15 seconds after. So actually the piece of the clip that you want is going to be right in the middle. So if you hit play, you'll see the little playhead, and it starts in the middle. So again, like I told you, like the end of where I was, that's where the middle will be. So if you actually go back to the beginning of this clip, you'll actually see that it started out perfectly in this case. So the playhead is in a good spot. Matter of fact, I can even probably trim it down the front side just a little bit. Okay, so right there should be good. All right, and then I've already seen this a couple times, so I'm going to skip past to the part where I want. All right, so she's kind of losing control of it a little bit there. She regains, and then she gets a cross off. So I'm actually going to end the clip there. So I'm going to take this right-hand side of the bracket, and I'm going to drag it to about there. And then I'm just going to watch it one more time. It'll loop, so you see how it looped back to the beginning of the clip. I'm just going to watch this clip over really quickly to make sure I got the piece that I wanted. Perfect. She takes control, gets a touch, a little bit of a long touch, but it's all right. And then she goes ahead and crosses the ball in. Perfect. Okay, so that's exactly the length of the clip that I'd like. So now, this next piece is it's gonna mainly be for the players looking to create a highlight recording, like, you know, a compilation of videos. This is gonna be the way that you can actually highlight yourself. Like, so we're gonna create a box in this case, so that if a coach is watching your highlight tape, they can actually pick you out quickly without having, you know, look through. And again, blurry numbers, you can barely read the numbers. So this is going to make it a little bit easier for the coaches, and I'm going to make it a little bit easier on you when you go to combine all the clips together. So I'm actually going to hit play, so it just loops back to the top, okay? And then actually in this case, Kayla wasn't actually in frame at first, so I'm actually going to wait until I see Kayla in frame. So boom, Kayla is now in frame, so I hit pause, leave the playhead where it is, and then go down here to the bottom right where it says add drawing. So I'm gonna go ahead and click that. And then up here you have a little bit of a drawing menu. So you have 3 different things that you can choose from. You can do an arrow, looks like this. I dragged it the wrong way, but it looks like that. All right, and then if you want to undo, you just press that undo button. You have a square, so that's the one we're gonna use, but you can draw a square. Again, you can either hit the cancel button or the undo button. And then you have a line. So if you wanted to, like, you know, see where the defensive line was, you can kind of do like that. And then it's nice, they also give you 4 different colors. So in this case, we're just going to use red. We're going to use the box, and I'm going to highlight Kayla. And then I'm going to hit the green check mark. Now, this isn't permanent. You can always go back and fix this later. I'll show you how to do that. Matter of fact, I can just show you right now. It's just using that trash can button. But for now, this is fine. So I'm going to actually go back to the beginning of this clip again, and you can actually see where you drew by that little red stop. And that's it, and signifying the box. So that's where our drawing is. So if you watch the clip, what it'll do, okay, boom. Now it'll stop. It'll show where Kayla was. So actually rewind it a little bit, show where Kayla was for a couple of seconds. And then it'll resume play. So that way the coach gets a good look at seeing, okay, this is the player, this is kind of the situation. And that way it gives them just a really good visual cue, and it makes them not have to, you know, makes him or her not have to focus on, oh, wait, who's the player? Have to rewind a bunch of times. That's just wasting their time. And you want to make sure that you're not wasting their time as much as possible. Okay, cool. So now we have the drawing, we have our comment, we have our tags, and we have our tagged players, and then we also have our tags. So now, you know, I think we're pretty good. I think this is pretty good to go. So now what we're going to do is click create highlight. All right, and then you're going to click this and go back to all highlights, and you'll actually be able to see that highlight that we made is right here. Super awesome. So it kind of gives you a little bit of information. It gives the 2 tags that I did, so offense, and then actually the other tag is the drawing, because we did a drawing on this one. The other thing is, if you're at any point in the video, and in any point of the game playback, you can actually go to this highlights tab and actually click this play button, and that'll bring you exactly to the tag, and you can actually see it right here with that green dot. Other things of note, actually, if you scroll down to this timeline down here, it's a little condensed. I don't know why they made it look like this, but actually I think you can make it bigger. Exactly, yeah, there you go. So you can actually see all of your tags. So half end, half start, these are all auto-generated tags. They give it the AI. So those are auto-generated, and then also goals are auto-generated. But so right here, I gave a tag of offense. So I'll click on that offense tag, and that's actually signified by this purple down here. So I can actually scroll through here, and everything that I marked offense, I can click on that. Boom, there's that clip that we just made. So that's actually really, really good feature. And then also, if you wanted to create a tag for yourself as a player, you can, you know, make your own Kayla tag, and then it'll show up the exact same way that these do. So I think that's a pretty cool feature. So yeah, and then if you accidentally wanted to made the clip and you didn't do it correctly or whatever, you can actually click these 3 dots next to it, and you can either hit edit, and that will bring you back into the entire menu where you can go through and tweak it, and then you obviously hit save, or you can even just delete it, which is really cool. Now this again will be for the players, or, you know, coaches, whatever, whoever's making that highlight tape for you. So the next step would be to download this. Now if you notice, the last time I clicked on that 3 dots, it said processing here, so it takes a little while for for VEO to process the new highlight you made. But once it's done processing, you can actually hit download right here. And what that will do is it'll download that clip for you, which is really nice. And then, wherever you save it to the folder. So now you can actually download all the clips that you made and then put them together into one big highlight video. And I'll probably have a tutorial later on actually creating a highlight video for those of you that would like to learn how to do it. But yeah, so I think that actually covers everything for now. If you have questions, please feel free to ask me. I'm able to help with whatever you need. Thanks.